Ladies and gentlemen, all of tonight's fights have been sanctioned by the Professional Boxing and Martial Arts Board of Victoria. At ringside, Bernardo W. Barmer, LLB, Malcolm X. McGuinness, Dr. Simon Hillman, Robert Hot Todd, and Executive Secretary of Combat Sport, Mr. Bart McCarthy. A 10-point must system applies in each bout, 9 points to the loser of the round, or 8 as the judges deem. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect, and a standing 8 count may apply, but probably not. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is 6 rounds of boxing in the cruiserweight division. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome on my left, occupying the blue corner, with former national cruiserweight champion Adrian Berlin stepping into the corner to assist Mick Murray, the mighty Irishman from Geelong. Ladies and gentlemen, this young man comes into centering for his professional debut in amateur boxing. 55 bouts, 41 wins. 2 times Amateur Boxing League middleweight and light heavyweight champion of Australia. Scaling 77.75 kilograms from Geelong, wearing blue trunks with white piping. The Cats colours, would you welcome Brownlow Kevin Murray. Thank you, staff. And across the ring, ladies and gentlemen, trained by Jim Slatter and Pat McElwinny, former Scots proud Irishman, made a great professional debut here last November from Mary Warren in amateur boxing, 19 fights. Last night, he came to the scales twice, and he scaled in right on the button, 80.95 kilograms, wearing black trunks with white piping. Would you welcome lights out, Nick Lantouris? 6 rounds of boxing. Your referee, Chris Anderson, to give referees instructions.
I spoke to both of you in the dressing room. Nice and clean, boys. Watch your punches. Don't punch after the bell. There's a neutral corner there and one there in case it's a knockdown right behind me. Stay there until I signal for you to come out. Understand? Good luck, boys.
All right, here we go, and this what's more weight-wise would be a lightweight fight between Kevin Murray of Geelong. He is in the Geelong trunks with a navy blue and white piping, and Nick Lantouris has the black trunks and white piping. Referee Chris Anderson waiting for seconds to get out for round 1, and here we go. The heavier boys now fighting tonight at this promotion by Murray Thompson of Fighters Factory at Knoxfield, and Kevin Murray now trying to exert a little bit of ringside pressure there. He's also got beautiful blue boots on too, Kevin Murray, and Nick Lantouris has had 1 pro fight for a victory, Scotty, and the boys at the moment, it looks like Murray's going to bring leather very early.
Yeah, I think that being his pro debut tonight, that Kevin probably trying to settle the nerves down. He's doing a very, very good job. He's come out, he's been quite aggressive. We're very impressed by Nick last time out. He showed a fair bit of fitness, fair bit of strength, landed some very good punches, and but he's going to have his work cut out for him tonight. Kevin Murray is a very, very good fighter, had a long amateur career, a very successful amateur career, and I think it's probably the right time for him to turn pro and go for the punch for pay ranks.
Yep, no doubt about that. Well, he was, his last fight got him the Australian light heavyweight championship belt at the amateur ranks, and Lantouris comes grappling in. Stops Murray there from throwing any big shots at him. He got in quickly, Lantouris. Must have seen Murray starting to wind up. Oh! I think Murray cocked a head under the chin region there, or it could have been the top of Lantouris' elbow, an accident, but Lantouris rushed in so quickly, didn't give himself a chance to pull up, Scotty.
Certainly didn't. Lantouris certainly has got the height advantage over Kevin Murray, and he's using it right now with those big long jabs, poking them out, just trying to give... just trying to stop Kevin from working his way in.
Yes, he concentrates beautifully, Lantouris, and watching every move of Kevin Murray, and he's very quick to jump in when he sees Murray ready to rev up and line up that big bomb right hand or the left hook. He's in there very quickly, and grappling again the boys are. Lantouris ready to go again. Murray in the centre of the ring, and he's starting to try and extend himself now, but Lantouris doing a good job, and rushing in again, the forearm there just resting on the chest of Murray from Lantouris.
Yeah, Lantouris doesn't want to fight in close. He's made that very clear. He's going to fight on the outside all night, and as soon as they get in close, he just ties them up.
doing everything he can to tie up Murray at every opportunity.
I think that was a pretty even round myself, a bit of a feeling out period. If you had to give it to someone, I would have given it to Murray by virtue of the fact that he did more work.
Did do a bit more work. I thought Lantouris just hung in there. I thought it could have been an even round, but there wasn't much in it. Just on the cusp of handing it to Murray or making it even.
Yeah, very much a feeling out round, that one.
No, very much so.
On April 16, National Junior Worldwide Champion Stephen Marks fights for an MPBF title in Tokyo. Like Stuart Patterson, Stephen Marks. Seconds out, round 2.
And here we get ready for round 2 of this light heavyweight bout. I noticed in the Murray corner, Adrian Berlin did nearly all of the talking to Kevin Murray. Adrian Berlin being a former cruiserweight champion and fighting ranked around about number 3 or 4 in cruiserweight ranks as we speak, did all of the talking in the corner. An interesting manoeuvre. Fantastic fighter, Adrian Berlin. So giving all the advice to Kevin Murray in that blue corner. Lantouris now throws the right hand in and pushes Murray into the ropes and then Murray's trying to slug his way out with body punches, and Chris Anderson comes in and separates them.
Yeah, Lantouris again just closing up. Lantouris is overreaching with his right hand, and that's forcing them together, and that's not where Lantouris wants to be. He's got to sit back and come in behind his jab, or if he's going to lead with the right, he's got to sit back on it rather than falling in with it.
Yeah, you're correct there, and also Lantouris was warned by the referee rushing in like that. He nearly got a forearm around the head region of Murray, and Murray's also copped a couple of what he would believe were low blows from Nick. Lantouris got a forearm in. The left forearm was right in on Murray's chin there. He's got to be careful with that for the solar plexus punching taking place. And Lantouris comes in with a big right hand. He's trying to pulverise Murray with that right hand at the same time. And the boys, it's a messy fight, Scotty.
It's scrappy, but Lantouris has got to settle down with that right hand. He's just rushing in too much. It's just mean that he can't land it. If he does, it won't be effective.
So as he's grappling now, Murray's back on backwards. Not hurt. Lantouris hasn't hurt him at all, and Murray's come back with a nice little clip on the ear hole. But Lantouris in the rushing in, Scotty, he did get the warning from the referee about that forearm.
At this stage, you'd say that Lantouris is the harder puncher of the two at this early stage.
Seems to be, yep. And Lantouris, as we're speaking, is dropping. He dropped 3 punches into the belly of Kevin Murray on the ropes. He copped it all at Kevin, just in the solar plexus. Would have slowed him up a bit in this heat. And Murray gives Lantouris a clip on the head. I'll just tell the viewers again that the temperature at ringside would be around 40 degrees centigrade. And Lantouris now clubs away at the mid region of Murray. Murray gets off the ropes, and the boys size each other up yet again. And the bell for the round 2, the boys spinning around. They did the Fred Astaire just as they finished there, and Lantouris goes to his corner.
Yeah, look, pretty hard, very, very scrappy fight. Extremely hard to score this fight, actually. I'd probably say another even round.
Yeah, I've given it an even round. I think the fight's dead square because it's been scrappy.
Yeah, a lot of rushing, a lot of sort of...
Oh, as there ever, and a couple of warnings thrown in there altogether. To both of them, I think, and certainly a lengthy warning given to Nick Lantouris by Chris Anderson during that round.
Well, I guess it's dangerous. Well, not I guess, it is dangerous if you're running in there with, there's a chance of running into a forearm, an elbow, a head. There's a number of dangers in there.
Well, I think what Nick Lantouris is doing as he rushes in with his right arm seems to come up around under the chin region of Murray or on his chest region, and that's what's causing the referee to show some disagreement with that style.
It is, but Lantouris, look, I guess he's doing what he has to do. He's working behind his punches. He's not fighting in close at all because he is at a disadvantage if Kevin Murray can get in close.
Well, that's right. He's going to try and tie up the exuberant Murray in the early rounds and I'd say come home hard with his experience, because he does have just a fraction more experience than Kevin Murray at professional ranks level.
But again, as we said earlier, over 6 rounds, you don't really get much chance to rest and have a look.
Oh, no, you certainly don't. You certainly don't. I think he's probably taken the view if he can grapple, then those rounds are going to probably be fairly even rounds there, Scotty, because he'd be trying to tie Murray up and prevent him from being able to lash out.
And energy too, like you zap the energy of the smaller person if you're tying them up and forcing them to push you and try and get their hands free. In this heat, be very, very zapping.
Oh, would it ever? If look, I think any fight that goes 6 rounds here tonight would be normally like a 10 or a 12 rounder, because each round would be the equivalent of 2. It's so hot at ringside, it's boiling, and it's stifling humidity. And Murray there tries to work away at the plexus region of Lantouris with not a great deal of effect there. Scoring punches maybe, but not much behind him. Lantouris pretty fit, and he's moving very well. Murray threw a right hand, which landed. I think it just landed on the jaw region of Lantouris, and the Lantouris corner jumping around a bit there at the moment, but they're keeping an eye on their boy there now. Murray is dropping right hand, and there's also some hanging on there, dropping the right hand into the stomach region of Lantouris. Boy sizing his other ball, left hand from Lantouris was a ripper, and did catch Kevin Murray, didn't stop him, but nice punch from Lantouris.
Certainly landed, and it sparked Kevin up. Kevin Murray landed, threw a couple of big haymakers, neither of them landed.
Certainly did. Well, Kevin, probably it's good to see him spark up, because maybe he's been fighting a bit introverted so far, a little bit. I think he's got a bit of gas in the gas tank there, Kevin, and he's just been wary.
He has, but I think that
Oh, after the bell, Kevin Murray threw a punch that started in Tasmania, Scotty. It was a left hand, and may have just grazed the chin region.
Yeah, Nick's clear. I mean, it was a fairly big roundhouse sort of punch, and unfortunately that's what Murray's having to resort to close up that distance, because Kevin is just a very, very tall man compared to Kevin Murray.
Certainly is. Well, look, I actually just gave that round to Lantouris by a point, mainly because of that big right hand that did jolt Murray, and it was a magnificent punch. Best punch thrown all night by either fighter.
Yeah, I think that he landed the cleaner punches, and he did just the cleaner work. I mean, it was scrappy, and whenever Murray gets inside, it's always going to be scrappy, yes, unfortunately, because he's up against a much taller opponent here tonight in Lantouris.
No doubt about that. Probably what Kevin needs is to up his tempo a little bit, if possible, in these hot, humid conditions. And more advice given by Adrian Berlin in the corner. So Kevin Murray now, he's got to step up the pace a bit here now in round 4. Take the fight up to Nick Lantouris at this point, with Nick probably just a point ahead. So Lantouris now still very wary. Murray has tried the right hand, which may have just missed. And he's again attempting to do everything he can to go on the attack. Both boys' trunks dripping with water and sweat at this point in time, mainly Kevin Murray. He's the one who's...
Well, as you mentioned the temperature earlier, it's a bit like you're sitting there with a beer now. Imagine putting your beer down, stepping into a sauna, and having to do this for 6 rounds.
Oh, it'll be tough work. Lantouris throwing very beautiful punches before Kevin Murray's throwing some leather too now. He's taking the fight up to Lantouris, but Nick's bouncing around. He seems to be the fitter boy.
And Murray's also now got a bit of swelling under his left eye that's starting to come up quite a bit of a mouse there that could easily open up.
There's definitely a mouse growing under that left eye, and he ducked his head as Lantouris came in. He gave Lantouris a clip on the back of the head as they were together, but got pushed away. But Lantouris caught Kevin Murray there with some river punches. Oh, the elbow came up again, but the punch came in first from Lantouris. Landed one in the solar plexus down on the back of the head of Murray. A little bit roughhouse, Scotty, you'd say, some of those tactics, but they're working.
Is, but this would be a far easier fight for Nick Lantouris if he'd sit back and hold his weight back a little bit more. It'd be a far easier fight for him.
Correct. Kevin Murray just had a couple of slight staggers there in his steps, so he could be starting to really feel a pinch. Slap Lantouris on the side of the face, but not to any great effect. Murray barges in like a bull at the Spanish bullfighting camps in Seville and came charging in, and Lantouris has gone back to ring centre to get away from that action on the ropes. Got the forearm came up again. Murray's on the ropes, and Lantouris is now pounding away at the solar plexus. All hit him in the elbows, though, I think.
Yeah, but good attempt to go to the body there from Lantouris.
Yeah, very good. Good mixture of punching there from Nick Lantouris, and I think that was his round.
Yeah, definitely Lantouris' round.
It's just Lantouris, just a little bit of extra skill is coming home, and I say it again that a little bit of roughhouse tactics also having some effect.
It is. It's also, I mean, Nick Lantouris is a couple of kilos at the weigh-in, came in 2.5 kilos heavier than Kevin Murray, and I think that makes a big difference too, particularly in the conditions here where it is very oppressive, that heat.
It is. Well, Nick Lantouris is above the light heavyweight level by probably about 1.5 kilos, and Kevin Murray probably about 2 kilos below, so that just shows that body weight. Well, 3 kilos is 6.5 pounds roughly. Scotty, it's only half a stone, isn't it?
Yeah, there's half a stone in this, and I think that's really starting to tell, just because it means that Nick is going to be stronger. He's got a lot more weight that Kevin Murray's got to push aside. It makes it extremely difficult giving away that weight.
No doubt about that. Could be sending a smaller man on a big man's mission there at the moment for Kevin Murray, but he's putting up a stout performance, a sterling effort in his first pro fight after a magnificent amateur career. Lantouris got a right hand through that nailed Murray right in the face, and no doubt about it, it's a beautiful punch from Nick Lantouris. He's fighting very nicely. That right hand has been very effective in the last 3 rounds. Dancing around, Lantouris is very fit. Kevin comes charging in full face on and gets into a tangle, gives Lantouris a clip on the side of the ear hole again in the scrimmage. Chris Anderson splitting him up, and Lantouris is ready to rumble there now. Scotty's holding the gloves low very confidently. Murray got thrown onto the ropes virtually, or threw himself there, and then moves away. And Murray seems to be fighting this fight now a bit scrappily this round. He's throwing his body around without a great deal of cohesion there, Scotty.
A bit more desperation, I think it would be the term. He's more desperate this round. He's just pushing more into them than maybe is really there. Yeah.
Well, that shows the big heart of the man, and that mouse is really starting to blow up. There's going to be time out. Chris Anderson is going to have a good look at, he's getting the doctor over there, having a look at the glove of Kevin Murray.
Yeah, just a bit of tape came loose on the glove there.
Tape came loose on the glove, and
it's being repaired in the corner. Corner of Nick Lantouris, telling him just to keep his hands up, throw the punches out, don't do anything silly at this stage.
Proper instructions, and Lantouris was getting a bit overconfident just before that stoppage in the fight there with the gloves problem, with the gloves a bit low, but Murray now swings that right hand to Lantouris' head twice, but not much power behind it. A little bit off balance when he threw those punches in the scrimmage, Scotty.
It's because he's trying to make up the distance, and it's he's not trying to counter punch it and come in off Lantouris' jab, because Lantouris is too big and powerful. So he's got to do desperate things like this.
He's starting to slug it out now, Kevin Murray. He's anchoring himself to the canvas, putting the head down and slugging it out with the left and rights in a flying action. He knows that Lantouris is a bigger man, half a stone on him, and it's very difficult for him to combat this situation. Chris Anderson calls an end to that round. Another Lantouris round, and unless something extraordinary happens, Nick Lantouris is going to have a clean bill of health tonight and have his second professional fight win. Scotty?
Yeah, I think he will. He's looked very impressive up until now in this fight. He certainly hasn't got a problem with his fitness, so there's no reason why this 6th round should be any different to the previous rounds.
And at the moment, Jimmy Slater is getting very upset with Nick Lantouris. I think he may have thought he'd been a bit sloppy, Scotty.
Yeah,
at times.
At times, I think we'd have to agree. He hasn't used his advantages as fully as what he may have. He's been getting too close, been getting tied up in close. He's been getting hit with some of those big roundhouse punches unnecessarily. Yeah,
I think he's also pointing out to his fighter that he's not working away at Kevin Murray's solar plexus as much as he should be either. Hasn't really gone to work down there at all. Here we come in for round 6, the final round of this fight between Nick Lantouris in the red corner and Kevin Murray in the blue. This fight may very well go the distance. And Lantouris again now. Murray's the first one to throw leather. And he's got a lot of ground to make up, Kevin Murray, to try and sustain a victory here. He'd probably have to knock him out. And,
credit to both guys is the fitness. They're both very, very good athletes.
No doubt about that, and the referee Chris Anderson came in, told Nick Lantouris just to keep the gloves up there. Murray did cop a slightly low punch in his view. Jimmy Slater yelling at Nick Lantouris to move around the ring a bit more and jab, and he's attempting to do that. Kevin Murray comes in rushing in the bullocking style again, throwing those white punches, and there's blood there, Scotty. It's on the forehead of Murray.
There's a cut on Murray's forehead.
It's not a huge cut.
It's maybe from a head clash, I believe.
Yeah, could have happened. The boys have been in close a lot of the time with the heads, and wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
It's just on the hairline, I think.
Just on the hairline. Oh, it's a savage cut, Scotty. That looks like it could be Well, it's a bit hard to say, though, that it's blood dripping or whether it's an open situation where
I
the
think
blood's...
it's blood dripping.
Blood dripping, is it? Yes. Well, Kevin Murray, you drip into the eye. They won't stop the fight because it's only this round to go. And Kevin Murray has got the head down, and Lantouris comes in and pulverises away at the head region of Kevin Murray and hits him again with the left hand. He's dancing around Nick Lantouris. His corner's happy as he's starting to hit the mark nicely. And Kevin Murray has got the tape now dripping in the cut forehead. Referee Chris Anderson sending him to his own corner for what are we going to do? Is there going to be treatment to the cut by the doctor and probably look at the tape on the glove as well?
It shouldn't be. It should be the glove.
And Chris Anderson has just caught now. It's the blood on the forehead. He's got them to wipe that off. And the doctor's looking at the cut, and he's going to let him continue for the rest of the round as they tipped that just earlier on that would be the case. Kevin Murray again in trouble. No, he brought them back together in unusual fashion because Nick Lantouris had left the neutral corner, but it was quite surprising. They sort of met together as if they were having a walk in the park in the middle of the ring. So Lantouris throws out the left jab.
It was almost like, funny to see you here. What are you doing here?
Right. And the boys were just told to start fighting again by the referee. Unusual situation. They're in close. They're in too close there with the heads, and I think there's another head clash. And Murray was working away. But a couple of punches thrown after the bell, but nothing of any significance. And the boys hugged each other. Kevin Murray looks physically quite all right, without a shadow of a doubt. Just probably, if anything, slightly outclassed.
Oh, look, I think that the height, the weight, the reach, just had some physical disadvantages tonight. There was a little bit much for him.
Yep.
Showed a lot of heart, a lot of skill, a lot of ability. He'll be back to fight another day, no doubt.
No doubt about that. And with the under the tutelage of Adrian Boleyn, there'll be no doubt he'll show improvement in a big hurry.
Like that, come on, put your hands together. Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards, and we have a unanimous decision. After 6 rounds of boxing, your winner from the red corner, Nick Lantouris. Come on, a big round of applause for Kevin Murray. What a great debut. He fought very strongly, the Brownlow man. And taking his record to 2 bouts, 2 wins. Nick Lantouris. We'll be talking to Nick in just a moment. Jimmy Slater taking off the left glove. Nick come across. Top fight, Nick. Both guys had some big shots. He was very competitive.
Yeah, he was. Actually, I fought him in the amateurs 7 years ago, and he was a tough boy then. And he gave me a good fight today. I'd like to thank him. I'd like to thank my trainers, Jimmy and Pat, and Murray Thompson for putting on a good show. Well done.
Thanks, Nick Lantouris. The winner, 2 out of 2. All's good for the lights out Nick Lantouris.